Right, well, welcome back. This is the second part of my look at of Democracy 4. Last time I passed the smart meters law very quickly at the end of the episode. Basically, as I was going to say, is this is just efficient use of energy and turning things on and off and such and such. So this is active. This is part of the possibly 2 or 3 part series of Reduce, Reuse, Recycle. So currently we have massively boosted the health of the nation, as you can see by the spike, while dramatically reducing obesity, respiratory disease, and hospital overcrowding. Our issue with alcoholism is drastically gone, though we still have an issue with organised crime that we've yet to do anything with. This episode we're going to continue working on our environmental practices, but also start to work towards equality and an egalitarian society. So let's just move on a tick, shall we? Alright, so one of our donors wants a policy, youth club subsidies, I don't care, goodbye. There is a little bit of growth for some bad people, basically. So what that's telling us is our security effectiveness is ineffective at the moment, and the Patriots are getting a bit pissy. As this bar rises, it's more likely that they'll start bombing us and such, so we can implement some sort of kind of policies that are going to help that. So what we're going to do is going to go press freedoms all the way up. This reduces corruption, which is good for us. We're going to bring tasers up to max so that, you know, people get shot more, and the intelligence service is also up to max with the spy satellite network. That should be happy. I'd rather not do anything of these other ones. Possibly I'll do drones, though it's freaking expensive. But we have the money, so maybe. That should save us just for that, and that'll help get rid of, or start to get rid of organised crime. Right, I said equality. So let's go. Gender Discrimination Act. Basically, you can't pay men more or women less, or women more and men less. It's positive action by the government to fix gender equality. This raises our democracy value and gender equality, and the Liberals love us. And we can see that right here. So if we hover over the gender equality thing, that sort of thing. And I think we already have family planning at max, so that's fantastic. Next tick. A whistleblower, we're going to reform. That's going to help the Liberals, foreign relations, which indirectly boosts GDP. This guy wants charity relief tax. I'm actually going to do it because there is no downside and it's dirt cheap. So it makes people happy and there's no downsides. It's very cheap. What's more, I believe somewhere over here, I think it's this? Yes, charity. So basically the number of people who would pay for charitable causes. So this is going to help kind of, basically everyone. There's people helping people. So there's nothing wrong with doing a charity act. Right, let's look into this. So female genital mutilation, we're going to ban this in. It completely deprive women of any pleasure with intercourse, and it can lead to death or medical complications years into life. While not as severe, male mutilation is still a thing as well. But we're going to implement this. This brings up gender equality, which is fantastic. What else? Foreign languages, yes. So when you're in school, there's going to be classes, so you might learn Mandarin, Japanese, Hindi, German, French. Basically, it boosts tourism because the tourists, you can speak some of their language. Foreign investment because you can speak to investors in their language. Education goes up because it's a class. And foreign relations and trade, which is just fantastic. And racial tension drops, which is amazing because you aren't making fun of someone for speaking their own language, which is amazing. Can we do anything else? We're going to do a trade council. This is going to boost foreign relations and international trade, which is all good as well. And a national business council because this will boost GDP. So the trade council was effectively it's more or less just people from overseas and international trading people getting together to work out how to work out trade deals, which is great. Whereas the Business Council is kind of CEOs and entrepreneurs from the country trying to give you advice of how to run and effectively use policies, which is good. And you can see GDP's in the green. This lady, gated communities, goodbye, I don't like you. Equality. We don't need more tax, but we're going to bring up legal aid. So basically, if you're poor, you can't afford it, legal aid's cheap, so you can always help you out. You're not going to get dogged in the courts. What else? I don't really want to touch state housing, but the disability benefit will do that. So if you're disabled, we'll give you some more money. And what else? And because we were doing some stuff with the environment, we're going to do a big advertising campaign to, reduce, reuse, and recycle, which will help out. We do need to hire a new minister. We have pissed off a bunch of people. State employees, basically we're going to go with like environmentalists, but capitalists, because they hate us, we'll try to avoid them, so we'll go with state employee. Then we'll have a look next tick. What policy do you want? Enterprise investment scheme. This should help GDP. Yes, it does. So we're going to massively go. So this is basically linking rich people with people like ideas people and people with money, so that new businesses and ideas can get formulated, and that'll help GDP. Self-employed love it, which is fantastic because we just hired a minister who likes that. If we look at the intelligence services, they were ineffective. Now they're poor, which is good because we've actually got some zealots here who might try and kill us as well. So if this gets too bad, I might do the drones, that will piss the Liberals off quite a lot. Let's have a look. We've got a big surplus, so we're going to boost our foreign aid. Patriots hate it. Foreign relations goes up. Ethnic minorities like us. So this is kind of helping out with education and food and helping out the economy, giving countries that are struggling more aid. So since we're Britain, this might be some of our old African colonies, or Australia because it's a shithole. As a New Zealander. I joke. What else? Yeah. I didn't do food stamps. Food stamps actually is going to be expensive, but it's going to boost the health of the people as well, and also equality. So basically a food stamp is something that you can spend on either fresh fruit and veggies, unprocessed food, so kind of nice healthy stuff, or food that needs to be added and combined to make a meal. So typically always healthier, which is fantastic. Farmers' income goes up, socialists love it, poverty goes down. There's literally no downsides. It's rather expensive though. Fantastic. Let's have a look. Power lines. This doesn't affect the environmentalists, so I'm going to build them anyway. It's going to piss the farmers off though. But capitalists love us. The gig economy is back. That is bad. Because there's a gig economy, that is going to bring up car usage significantly, which is then going to massively bring congestion up. So we're going to get ahead of this, and we're going to do a telecommunication initiative, which is basically setting up tax incentives and policies for people to work from home, as well as kind of internet stuff and stuff. So overall, it's we need to do that, or else we're going to have a big red dot here with traffic congestion, which you can already see is starting to spike. A gig economy is basically gig as in job, is kind of Uber Eats and anything like that, kind of small jobs that you would get paid kind of part-time for an app, which is bad for the economy overall. Right, how is this? Is this coming down? Yes, but it has plateaued, which is a shame. We are going to do police body cameras because it's relatively cheap, but racial tension is going to go down, Liberal goes down, but also corruption. I think our corruption's relatively good. It's pretty low, but this will massively drop it. And we're going to boost our police force, which is going to, bring down violent crime. So we're going to have a massive police force, which will also help out the state employees, which 40% of the country is employed by us, which is great. Trade agreement. I'm going to sign it even though I disagree with it. that is the opposite of what I wanted to do. My mistake. Probably should have read it. This lady wants biofuels. Never ever do biofuels. It's going to cause your fields where you grow food. It's going to make your food price skyrocket, and eventually no one's going to be able to afford food. Never ever do it. It is a bad idea. We have issues with pollution. Shit. We have gridlock because of the gig economy, as I said. So that's an issue. What we're going to do, actually, is we are going to spend an absolute shit ton of money. But this is going to... Every 100% of the country wants this. So we're going to build a monorail system nationwide. It's nice and cheap because the Transport Minister absolutely loves us and is completely loyal. It's the transport of the future, people. Fallout, here we come. Or maybe not Fallout. This lady, I don't like her. I need to fire her in the next election. Right, let's have a look. Equality is good. Child benefit. Equality. We just... it's expensive. We only have a small surplus at the moment. What I'm going to do is... These are already maxed out here. I'm going to add an inheritance tax. And then next tick, we're going to keep the planning restrictions. Environmentalists love us. We are going to do something that's going to piss everyone off, which is public tax returns. Every detail. This brings down corruption, but also, see, if we raise taxes too much, we're going to get a black market for cigarettes and alcohol, but we're also going to get tax avoidance, and that's just going to preempt of that. Gridlock's gone down because of the telecommunications initiative, which is now fully active, but also it's going to get kept down because only 13% of the monorail system is finished construction. This is going down. I'm going to save up for police drones. It's going to piss people off, but hey. Gridlock is gone. Fantastic. We can do speeches. We're going to do speeches, but we're going to do police drones first. Are we? Are we, though? No, we're going to do witness protection instead. This will bring down... So basically, you can't kill the witnesses. You can't threaten them, such and such. We'll do that instead. And we'll do Stamp Out Racism Week, which is basically kind of once a week, well, not once a week, a year a week, there'll be a massive advertising campaign towards lowering racial tension, which should be right here. And that is dropping like a rock, which is fantastic. And we'll do maybe one more policy. Reforestation. That should bring down asthma. So basically, we'll plant 100 million trees a year or more for 600 million, and this will bring down respiratory disease. So basically replanting, which fixes erosion and such. And if we can do a speech, I can't. That's a shame. I already have the vote, so I'm not going to worry about that stuff. I'm going to focus on my goals. I'm going to do a junk food tax. Bring down obesity. Health goes up. It's fantastic. It's within our goals. Let's see. View policy. I hate you, so go away. We want a whole bunch of stuff. We're also going to do new car subsidy. So I know we got rid of traffic congestion, and this is going to actually bring it up, but what a new car subsidy is, new cars are fucking expensive. I mean, 100,000 plus for some of the good new stuff. And everyone loves this, everyone wants a new car. So this will bring down respiratory disease, which is fantastic. GDP goes up because people are buying cars, but also it transitions us to electric cars, which brings down respiratory disease and boosts the environment. Anything that boosts the GDP is worth it statistically. Pollution is going up because GDP is going up, so we actually really need to fix it. But we do have a surplus, so actually I need to focus a bit more on that. I have a little bit of money. We're going to build an opera house like Sydney. That's boost education, tourism, foreign relations. Overall, that's fantastic. And a conservative environmentalist, that's odd. And a liberal parent will hire her. Right. That's good. Let's have a look. Airport expansion, we're going to reject it. Water shortage, that's understandable. Because we have $30 billion surplus, I'm going to do the most expensive fucking policy you've ever seen. So basically, this is as it says, climate adaptation fund. So global warming and kind of frequency of natural disasters. So this is going to be coastal wall barriers, dams to stop flooding, flood banks along rivers, weather satellites to predict this kind of stuff, reforestation to protect erosion and landslides and kind of purify water reservations. It's going to be horrendously expensive, but what it's going to do is, if we go all the way, it's basically $19 billion, but it's going to fix the water shortage. That is a policy that you 100% need to do every game, regardless. We're going to do a manifesto. We're going to raise jury trial. We're going to make some... basically, manifesto is promises. And we promise to raise this as well. And actually, we might be able to do it this time. No, we don't. What else? That's poor, but because we implemented the massive police force and tasers and all that kind of stuff, the chance that we get shot has dropped. And actually, organised crime has gone up a bit, which is odd, but hey. Obesity, it's still dropping. Hospital overcrowding will go away in 2 ticks. Respiratory disease has come up because of GDP and car usage, but it'll get there. Right, time for the election. Let's have a look. I predict 97% of the vote. While we wait, let's have a cup of tea, or sip of tea. Hey, look. 97, 98. I mean, I'm better. Breakdown, we got 97% of the vote, 100% of the poor vote. This is the best part, looking at the changes. So, tobacco use is down, alcohol is down, poverty is down, GDP is up 40%, foreign relations up 40%, which is directly proportional to GDP, as you can see. The environment, we've done a lot to help the environment, but it's still going down because the GDP's gone up. And more industry. We've got to fix this next time. But health is up, lifespan is up, trade's up, crime's down, equality up. All things, as I said, the health of the society, the health of the people, the health of the environment. And to a lesser respect, the health of the economy, but that will come right if the other 3 are good. If we hadn't done all that stuff with the environment, this would have been completely bad and we would have had a whole bunch of other stuff. Quality's up, so it's all fantastic. And we're going to basically fire all these bastards. Right. Let's have a look. The capitalists hate us. I'm going to hire this gent. You know what? No, I'm not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be real happy. Block a merger. So, yeah, always block a merger. Trade unions, self-employed like you. It's more people like you than hate you, so it's always good. Did you see what I did there? They're all women. See, we gender equality. We're good. Immigration liberals. Right. We need to heavily focus on the environment. It is getting horrific. So let's just double check. Game hunting. No, you can no longer hunt at all. Done that. The fines, we've done that. And with a little bit, we're going to boost tourism. Right, what we're going to do is clean fuel subsidy. It's going to boost the environment, basically less sulfur in the fuel. We're also going to go and do... Well, that was basically all of our stuff. Welfare fraud department is pretty good if you have an absolute ton of welfare, and then because there's always a percentage of the amount that you spend that is kind of falsely claimed, and that is kind of judged by the potential income. So we're not going to do that until this gets to like $1 billion. But that's basically the end of the episode. So what have we done? We've got re-elected by 98% of the vote, and currently we're predicting at 99.85% of the vote. Yeah, we've got a little bit of an environmental issue because while we haven't been focusing too much, because we've done everything else, the GDP's come right, and we haven't even started to enact our GDP policies. We've only just kept it roughly there. But hey, that's the end of the episode. So thanks for joining me. We'll go and look for the next episode.